new details about the 2024 death of an Arthur man who was in police custody. The Special Investigations Unit has cleared the OPP officers of any criminal charges in this case, but Nathaniel Schofield's mother isn't convinced of the findings, saying trust was broken with law enforcement from the beginning. CTV's Spencer Turcotte explains.
I'm here with you, so please don't cry. When tears fall down, think of my smile.
Nearly 9 months after her son's death, Faye Dzikowicz thought she'd have some closure over her son's death. The SIU has finally released its findings, but closure now feels further away.
It's pretty indescribable. I feel like I'm reliving the pain and then some, trying to match paramedic reports with what the SIU says. None of it lines up. I can't make sense out of it. It keeps me up all night.
The SIU report clears officers of any criminal charges despite Nathaniel Schofield dying while in police custody at the Provincial Police Detachment in Rockwood last July. The 36-year-old was arrested in connection to a domestic violence incident, and the report outlines that overnight at the detachment he became very ill, and by 10:24 the following morning he had no vital signs. The report says Schofield overdosed on fentanyl and meth, with cocaine also in his system, but his mother Faye doesn't believe those drugs were the culprit.
If they knew or thought this was actually an overdose, which I don't believe in a million years that someone overdoses 14 hours later, I really believe it would have came out long ago and they would have loved to say that.
She says Nathaniel was prescribed medication that was lethal to come off of, and he didn't have access to it in his cell.
I believe that they are trying to put my son in a really bad light, and it's more about taking the focus off of the neglect and the pain he suffered all night long while in their care.
2 doses of Narcan were administered according to the report, but a defibrillator was not used. A fatal mistake, Faye says, but the officers cleared of any wrongdoing is not a surprise to her lawyer, Davin Charney.
It's not an institution that builds trust between the families who have lost loved ones on that very first day, being misled by the OPP as she sits in court the whole day expecting that her son, who had already passed away, she's sitting there in court waiting for him to appear so that she can assist with getting him released.
Charney says he will continue to help Faye's fight, starting with a police complaint through the Law Enforcement's Complaints Agency.
And ultimately there will be a coroner's inquest some years from now, unfortunately, where all of the circumstances of Nathaniel's death will be examined.
A painful and long process, but one Faye hopes will bring peace to her family, especially Nathaniel's kids, her grandchildren.
I think he'd be very proud of me. I think they're going to understand everything once they get older.
Spencer Turcotte, CTV News, Guelph.